Alright, so patch 8.3.0 just released a couple days ago, and with it, a lot of new perks have been reworked. And that means new 6 synergies for us to discover. In this video, I'll show you all my new favorite builds with a variety of different killers. These builds aren't booty.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
And when synergized correctly, your match awareness will go up tenfold. You'll be grabbing survivors left and right, you'll be predicting exactly what they're gonna do, you'll be in their heads. The biggest thing here, the match awareness. You gain a ton of match and map awareness, while at the same time, causing chaos for the survivors. They'll have no idea what's happening. Even against this bully squad. Plus, they're a lot of fun too. We all know the General Aggression meta will never go anywhere in DBD. You know what I'm talking about. Scourge Hook Pain Res, and pop goes the Weasel.
The myth is busted.
But I'm telling you guys and girls, it's just a myth that you need to use General Aggression at high MMR to win. All you need is a synergized loadout, and you'll be earning all those eerie emblems and merciless killers, aka 4Ks, with ease. And, again, with a variety of different killers. That includes all those map pickers, the true bully squads, and of course, we need to top it all off with the finishing Mori system.
Let's finish this.
I'll be testing Machine Learning, Deathbound, THWACK, Blood Echo, Zanshin Tactics, and Predator. All these perks will be the foundation for each one of these builds. Alright, let's get right into it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more DBD content. Let's start with my new favorite perk, Deathbound. I've always liked Deathbound, but with the old version being limited by a range restriction, you were never going to get as much value as you could from it. Well, the devs have eliminated that restriction and made it, in my opinion, an A borderline S tier perk. My main usage for this perk is the detection. Knowing where all 4 survivors are really reduces the stress and limits scatterbrain when playing killer by showing their location. And combine that with some map knowledge, you can predict where the survivors will be going next. The Oblivious status effect is just a nice bonus.
Overdramatic.
Oblivious, they don't hear your terror radius. Don't confuse that with Undetectable status effect, which is infinitely better. When someone finishes healing another survivor, they scream, revealing their location, and are oblivious when they get further than 8 meters away from that survivor that they just healed, until they lose a health state. This works when healing from the dying state to injured state. Yes, slugged, but sometimes you have to slug. Just look at them all. And it also works when healing from the injured state to healthy. There are 2 ways I like to use Deathbound. First with killers with high mobility. They scream, we scurry over to them as quick as possible. And as Dracula, with the Medusa add-on, after we teleport, any survivors close will be hindered, giving us GG easy hits. Ultimate weapon has always been good, but with such a long cooldown, being a minute, we don't want to waste any of its usage, so every time we open a locker, we want to make sure we're hitting like at least 2 of them. what we want to do is we want to have Deathbound go off so we know the general location of where they are. If we get over there and we can't find them, then we open a locker with ultimate weapon to find them. That blinds them for 30 seconds, and it also helps us find the last survivor. You can take this to an entire new level by adding Mindbreaker, which pauses the blind timer whenever a survivor is working on a gen. They will literally be blind the entire game. Why is this so good? Let me show you from their point of view. We inflict pure chaos on the survivors with them being blind, exhausted, and oblivious. This counters so many of their perks. These debuffs right here are just so many different ways that you can slow the game down. Well, let's try out some of the other newly reworked perks. Blood Echo is a good idea in case you're getting survivors that just aren't healing, which hemorrhages survivors and exhausts them whenever you hook someone. All other injured survivors are hemorrhaged and exhausted. Try combining Blood Echo with Hysteria if they still just aren't healing. That will force them to stick to the heal so they don't hemorrhage all their heal progress away. And if they want to use their exhaustion perks, or Iron Will, which doesn't work when you're exhausted. Zanshin Tactics can be a solid perk. But it's really killer dependent, and it's very, very counterable. All these perks right here. Off the record, distortion.
I'm amazing.
So I would really only use it on a killer who can hit over pallets or through walls. I really like it on Dracula when paired again with Medusa's hair. And then even when you're not in bat form, you can be proactive and plan out where you want to teleport while in vampire form because you see all the down pallets, you see all the pallets and vaults, so you can do some quick teleports there. Machine learning is another decent perk when you get to use it. It was just made a lot simpler. You kick a gen and it becomes compromised, which turns it yellow only for you. When that yellow gen finishes, you gain Undetectable and Haste for 1 full minute. Sounds great, right? It is, but you really don't get much value out of it because it's so counterable. As you can only have one compromised gen at a time, and survivors can hear the machine learning sound effect, and they just won't finish that gen. When it does work though, it'll let us get right up on the survivors with the undetectable status effect and give us a haste boost, which helps us out in chase. I also tried THWACK, but it's still not good, so I don't recommend it. Maybe on a stealth killer, but it just isn't good enough to take up an entire perk slot. Going back to the undetectable though, with killers that aren't very mobile, i.e. like the Huntress, I highly recommend a way to go undetectable with Deathbound to catch the survivors off guard because by being slow, Most of the time, they'll have done a full reset by the time you finally make it over to them. Unless, of course, you have a way to hemorrhage and mangle them. That's why I like the wooden fox and the purple hatchet heads. I like using the nurse's calling for low mobility killers with Deathbound. The Deathbound goes off, so there's no wandering around trying to find out where they are, what they're doing, if they're healing or not. We know exactly where they are, but they have no idea where we are. I also like Predator on Huntress. When a survivor breaks chase, you see their aura for 6 seconds. The cooldown is long and is very counterable though. Again, Distortion, Off the Record, Soul Survivor. So wrapping it up, I've had a lot of fun with this newest patch, and I've learned some new synergies that I absolutely love. I hope after watching this video, you all have some ideas for builds of your own, or maybe you just want to try out some new perks to spice up your DBD experiences. Let me know in the comments what you think of these new perks, and what your new favorites are. Alright, well that'll pretty much do it. I'm going to let this play us out, chaining everything together. The biggest thing here, the match awareness. Until next time, I'm Nickel at Night. See ya.
No, I don't know you! Corporate greed?
Every day,